Okay, so good morning children. So in the last class, you know that we were discussing, we have started the lesson conjunctions and we have seen what is a conjunction and the main two classifications of conjunctions. Okay, coordinating conjunction and subordinating conjunction. Coordinating conjunction which combines statements of equal importance, and subordinating conjunctions which combines the main clause with the subclause to form a complex sentence. And coordinating conjunction, of course, will be used to form compound sentences. And along with that, we have seen correlative conjunctions also. Correlative conjunction which always comes in pairs, okay, which comes in pairs, and some of those correlative conjunctions will come under coordinating conjunctions and some will come under subordinating conjunctions. And correlative only paired conjunctions will be there. Single conjunctions can be seen in coordinating and subordinating conjunction. Okay, so those things we have discussed in the last class, and now we will see examples, a few examples for you to get practice how to combine the sentences using the most commonly used conjunctions. Okay, so a set of conjunctions are there, like for example, no sooner than. Okay, and as I've told you in the last class, this year onwards, the clue that will be given in the question paper won't be no sooner than. It will be only no sooner begin with such and such a conjunction. Begin with begin. No sooner, then dot will be there. So you should know that begin, no sooner will be the other part of that conjunction is than, and also no sooner will be always followed by did plus base form of the verb. Same way hardly and scarcely, had plus V3. So all these combinations you should have a clear-cut idea of, then only you would be able to combine the sentences using these conjunctions correctly. Okay, if you are making any mistake in any of these conjunctions, when you are inserting it, if you make it wrong, that means your answer will be completely wrong. There is no way you will get half mark. Okay, so you should be very careful while using the conjunctions. The rules you have to keep in mind where to insert a particular conjunction. Okay, and the second part, where to insert, what are the rules based upon this, okay, on what basis these rules will be applied to combine these sentences. So all these things you have to keep in mind when you combine the sentences. So today we'll straight away start with examples. So by doing a lot of examples, I think I have almost some 20 to 30 questions are there. So by doing these 30 questions, you will get a clear-cut idea about how to combine the sentences using this particular set of conjunctions. Okay, so we'll start with first one. I'll write the question, and after that we'll combine the sentence. Okay, as soon as the bell rang, the children rushed out. First one. As soon as the bell rang, the children rushed out. Okay, so this is as soon as the bell rang, the children rushed out, and in brackets it will be given like this: no sooner. So only no sooner will be given there, and the other part is than, that you should know. Okay, understood. So how will you combine this? And as I've told you, no sooner will be always followed by did plus base form of the verb. So no sooner did the bell. Rang is given there past tense, you have to convert that to the base form. So no sooner did the bell ring than the children rushed out. Okay, so no sooner did the bell ring than the children rushed out. Okay, so this is how you have to combine the sentence by using no sooner. No sooner did plus base form. Okay, and than is used. Second part. Okay, so this is exactly how we will combine. So this one, I hope this is clear to you. Okay, so next example we'll see. So one by one we will do it. Please do copy these questions, not only answers, questions and answers in your notebook. Okay, so these will give you a lot of practice. By doing a lot of practice, you will be able to understand how to combine these perfectly without making any kind of mistakes. Okay, okay, and the next one is, yes, with hardly we will do next one. Yes. As soon as we entered the auditorium, the opera started. Okay. 5 seconds. As soon as we entered the auditorium, the opera started. Opera means the drama or the play. Okay. So in Western countries they used to play, they used to say not a drama, they say opera. Okay. So as soon as we entered the auditorium, the opera started. So here you have to begin with hardly. So no sooner, we know that no sooner will be followed by did plus base form and then, and hardly will be followed by had plus V3 and the other part will be when or before. Okay. So here we will start with hardly. If you are asked to begin with hardly, you should begin with hardly itself. Okay. Hardly had. Don't write hardly we had entered. Okay. Hardly had we entered. Okay. Had plus V3. Okay. The other one did plus base form hardly had plus V3. Hardly had we entered the auditorium when the opera started. Okay, so as soon as we entered the auditorium, the opera started. Hardly had we entered, not hardly we had entered. It should be first the helping verb, then the subject, then the main verb. Hardly had we entered the auditorium when. Instead of when, if you want, you can use before also. Before the opera started. Okay, so this is how we will combine with hardly. Understood? Okay, next one is okay. Next one. Yes, Sachin stood first in the class and he also excelled at debate. Okay, before that, with not only when we do, we have to note certain things. Okay, let me just give you one example where you have to use not only. Yes, not only. The train was late. The train was late. It was fully packed. Okay, so this is a question, and in the bracket it will be given use not only but also. Okay. So, use not only but also. If you are asked in the bracket begin, you have to begin with that word. If you are asked in the bracket use, so you have to insert in its correct position. Okay, that you should know where to insert it. So, the train was late. It was fully packed. So, normally we know that both the subjects are same. Okay, if both the subjects are same, what is the rule involved in it? After the verb we have to place it. Okay. So how will you use it? The train was not only late, but also, and don't use it in the same place, not only dot is there, that means you have to insert it in another place, but also the second one. Okay. The train was not only late, but also fully packed. This is how we have to combine the sentences using not only but also. Use not only but also if it is given. This is how you have to. If both the subjects are same, you have to insert it after the verb. Okay. He was intelligent. His brother was intelligent. So the rule difference is there. He was intelligent. Use not only but also. Six. Okay. So the difference between these two sentences, I want to make it clear to you. So here we can see that the train was late, it was fully packed. Both the subjects are same. Okay. So if both the subjects are same, when you are combining it not only but also, you have to place it after the verb. That is the rule. So please do mention it in your book. The rule is, if both the subjects are same, you have to insert not only after the verb. Okay. And if both the subjects are different, how you will insert not only? You have to begin the sentence with not only. Understood? Okay. So the answer will be not only he. See, because both are intelligent. Okay. He was intelligent, his brother was also intelligent. So in such a way, the question comes, both the subjects are different here, both the subjects are same, that is why we have inserted it after the verb. The train was not only late but also. But here both the subjects are different. So you have to begin with not only he but also his brother was intelligent. Okay, not only he but also his brother, not verb, was, his brother. This is the verb agrees with that subject. Okay, so not only he but also his brother was intelligent. So the difference in the combining of same conjunction is used not only but also, but the difference you have to understand. Okay, so in this sentence where the subject is same, you have to insert the conjunction after the verb, but if both the subjects are different, you have to begin the sentence with not only. But when you are beginning the sentence with not only, what you have to do is that not only he is intelligent but also his brother. That construction is wrong. Don't ever try to write that not only he is intelligent but also his brother. No, as both the subjects are different, you can mention it here in the beginning itself. Not only he but also his brother. Okay, you have to mention that in the beginning itself. Not only he but also his brother was intelligent. Okay, in such a way you have to combine using not only but also. Okay, I think with these two examples, with these two comparison between these two sentences, how to use or how to combine the sentences by using not only but also if subjects are same and if subjects are different. Okay, so that is clear to you, I think so. Okay, next one we'll see. Yes. Next question, the same way. Yes. Either also. Either also is the same rule. Either or, neither nor, and the difference, as I have told you in the last class, either or and neither nor, both are for options, but neither nor for negative sentences and either or for positive sentences. Okay, either or, neither nor, not only but also. These three conjunctions, the rule is same. If subjects are same, okay, if both the subjects are same, you have to insert it after the verb, and if both the subjects are different, you have to begin with any one part of this conjunction. Okay, and example, you can attend the class, your brother can also attend the class. You can attend the class. Your brother can also attend the class. Okay. Either or. Okay. You have to combine by using either or. And one more sentence is there. We can walk down, we can take a bus. we, okay, this ends. We can walk down. We can walk down. We can take a bus. We can take a bus. Same this also will be combined by using either or. Okay. So in these two sentences, what is the difference that you can see? First one, subjects are different. Okay. This is the first subject. This is the second subject. But in the second sentence, both the subjects are same. Okay. So if subjects are same, what is the rule that I have told you? If both the subjects are same, here you have to insert same as not only but also. If both the subjects are different, you have to begin with not only, either or. Okay, same as not only but also. So first one we will do this. We can. So two options are there. Either you can walk or you can take the bus. We can either walk down, or again we can is not needed because subject is already same for both the sentences. Okay, so that is why once only we need to mention that we can either walk down or take a bus. So either or. Okay, so we can either walk down or take a bus. This is how we will combine if both the subjects are same. And if both the subjects are different, how we will combine? Either you or your brother. And either or, when you are combining, you have to keep in mind either or and either nor, the verb agrees with the second subject. If second subject is plural, you have to use the plural form of the verb. If second subject is singular, you have to use the singular form of the verb. Either you or your brother can attend the class. As it is model auxiliary, no problem, there is no change. Can attend the class. Okay, so here both the subjects are different, so that is why we have started with the conjunction. Either you or your brother, either or, in the beginning itself we have inserted either you or your brother can attend the class. Okay, so not only but also either or, we have seen two examples each where if both the subjects are same, what will happen, where we have to insert after the verb. If both the subjects are same, we have to begin the sentence with the, if both the subjects are same, we have to insert it after the verb, and if both the subjects are different, we have to begin with the conjunction. Okay, so that is the case of either or and not only but also. Now we will see neither nor also. Neither nor also is a negative form. Okay. Same rule is same applied in neither nor also. Okay, he is not lazy, he is not careless. He is not lazy, he is not careless. Okay, neither nor. And remember always, now I am giving you neither nor, but for the exam you won't be given this option, only begin neither. And neither, when you begin with, we know that we have two kinds of conjunctions. One conjunction as the real correlative conjunction, or which comes under coordinating conjunction, and second one as a distributive pronoun also, neither alone is used. Okay, so that also you have to see. And if it is used as a distributive pronoun, it will be always followed by singular form of the verb. But if neither nor is used, the verb agrees with the second subject. Either or and neither nor, verb agrees with the second subject. He is not lazy, he is not careless. He is, see, subject is same. Okay, so same way after the verb. Okay, so he is neither lazy nor careless. Okay, subject we have to begin with, and after the verb we have inserted. Okay, he is neither lazy nor careless. Okay, next one where the subject will be different. Any example is here? Let me just check. Okay. He is He is not a good singer. Easy examples I am giving you for you to connect it easily. Okay, he is not a good singer. His brother is also not a good singer. So as we already know that neither nor is for negative sentences and neither or is for positive sentences but for choice. Okay, so he is not a good singer. His brother is also not a good singer. So here both the subjects are same. Here subjects are different. So what will be the rule? You have to begin with the conjunction. Neither he nor his brother is a good singer. As his brother, singular subject, that is why is. Okay, good singer. Neither he nor his brother is a good singer. So here we can see that in all the three, not only but also either or, neither nor. All these three conjunctions, the rule is same. If both the sentences have the same subject, you have to insert the first conjunction after the verb, and if both the subjects are different, you have to begin with one of the conjunctions. Same rule for not only but also either or, neither nor. Please do mention it in your book clearly. And neither nor for negative sentences and either or for positive sentences. And if neither nor we are using, there is no need of again nor inserting in the sentence. Neither he is nor, neither he nor his brother is not a good singer, don't insert. Why? Because neither nor itself will give a negative meaning and double negative is not needed. If we have used double negative, it will become a positive sentence. Understood? Okay, so that is why please be careful not to use again one more not in the sentence. Already neither nor is there, that itself will give the negative meaning, what is intended in the question. Okay. Okay, so these three rules are clear to all of you. And now we will move on with the next conjunctions. Okay. So one by one we will see. I hope these examples which I have given you will be helpful for you to combine the sentences correctly. Okay. And next we will see some more examples with some other conjunctions also. Okay. Okay, and next one is okay, with despite and in spite of. That is also another place where you will make some mistakes. Okay. In spite of all her efforts, Susan did not succeed. In spite of all her efforts, Susan did not succeed. This is the question. Okay. And begin despite. This will be the clue here. Okay. So, in spite of all her efforts, Susan did not succeed. So, when you convert the sentence or rewrite the sentence by beginning with despite, many of you have a tendency, same as in spite of, you will use despite of. That is a wrong usage. Okay, despite won't ever be followed by the preposition of. Despite will be followed by the noun form only. Okay, sometimes participle form which can be used in the form of like being, passive form also can be used, but never it will be followed by of. Okay, so despite all her efforts. Don't write despite of. Okay, it is wrong. This is wrong. Okay, so despite all her efforts, comma, Susan did not succeed. Okay, so in spite of all her efforts, Susan did not succeed. Despite all her efforts, not despite of, despite all her efforts. Okay, and next one with despite itself, I will give you one more. In spite of missing the bus. In spite always will be followed by of. Missing the bus, but despite won't be followed by of. Okay, they made it on time. They made it on time. Same with despite. How will you do? Despite missing the bus. Missing, we know that it is a gerund form. Okay. Not gerund form. This is the participle form. Okay. Despite missing the bus, they made it on time. Okay. So despite missing the bus, they made it on time. So in spite of missing the bus, they made it on time. Despite, when we are writing, despite missing the bus, not despite of missing the bus. Okay. So of is wrong. Should not be used. Okay. So despite missing the bus. So in spite, when we are rewriting it, despite, of should not be used. Okay. Next one. Yes, my grandfather is old. He is very active. Yes, my grandfather is old but active. My grandfather is old but active. Okay, and you are asked to begin with in spite of. Begin with in spite of. So how will you rewrite the sentence? By using in spite of. My grandfather is old but active. Contradictory statement only. And when you are beginning with in spite of is form is there. So being. In spite of being old. Okay. So be form you have to use here. In spite of being old, my grandfather is active. Understood? So slight changes of course you have to make in the sentence, but please do not change the meaning of the sentence. That is very important. Okay, so my grandfather is old but active. In spite of being old, my grandfather is active. This is how we will convert the sentence. This is there, so being we have to use it. In spite of being old, my grandfather is very active. Okay, and next one is with tutu and so that we will do. Okay, tutu is very simple in non-finance. We have already studied that, right? Okay, so tutu when you replace with so that also I have told you one part will be always negative. Okay, so she is too poor to pay her fees. She is too poor to pay her fees. So she is too. Okay, and replace that with so that. When you replace this with so that, we know that one part will be negative because this will give only a negative meaning. She is, how will you replace it? She is, and don't use it in the same place. So after that, after a part only, you are supposed to insert that. Okay, she is so poor that, and this also you have to keep in mind. If what is the tense of the sentence, according to that, she can or she cannot, could not. Okay, so if it is cannot. Okay, if it is was, could not. Same sentence I will write with both the tenses, then you will understand. She is so poor that she cannot pay her fees. Okay, so this is so that. She is too poor to pay her fees. She is so poor that she cannot pay her fees. And if the sentence is she was too poor to pay her fees. Same with so that. Okay, so she was so poor that she could not. So two changes you have to make. If it is present tense, Here of course the same is, and here cannot, and here if it is past tense, was and could not. This also keep this in mind. If it is present tense, cannot. If it is past tense, the same past tense you have to use in the beginning, and also here instead of cannot, it will be could not. She was so poor that she could not pay her fees. Hope this is clear to all of you. Okay, so to when you are replacing with so that, the main thing that you have to remember is that one part always will be negative, and according to the tense you have to use cannot or could not. Understood? Okay, and next one, in spite. Okay, yes. Again, the reverse also can come sometimes. Okay, so that the sentence will be given with so that, and you are asked to replace with to. Okay, so then you need not insert negative there. The to only will give a negative meaning. So you don't have to insert again or not there in the sentence. Okay. Yes. The book is so interesting that I cannot stop reading it. The book is so interesting that I cannot stop. I cannot stop reading it. Okay, so the book is so interesting that I cannot stop reading it. So replace with to. How will you replace this with to? The book is too interesting that I cannot say. So the book is too interesting for me to stop reading it. To stop reading it. Okay, the book is too interesting for me. As I is there, you have to insert in that way. So here the subject is different, here the subject is different. That is why we are inserting. Otherwise the meaning of the sentence will change. That is what I have told you. The meaning of the sentence should not change when you are inserting any other conjunction to rewrite the sentence. Okay, the book is too interesting for me to stop reading it. Okay, the book is too interesting to stop reading it is also correct, but as subject we have to insert it, otherwise meaning will change. Okay, the book is too interesting for me to stop reading it. Okay, so this itself will give a negative meaning. Okay, so interesting that I cannot stop reading it. Okay, that's the meaning of that. Okay, that question is over. And next one more with to. The lady is very generous. She feeds the poor. The lady is, see, whenever very comes, you know that very can be always replaced with to. Okay, very generous. She feeds the poor. Okay, the lady is very generous. She feeds the poor. With to. The lady is too generous to feed. To always, even though it is she feeds, subject is same. The lady and she, subject is same. And feed, as to infinitive is there, we know that after to infinitive we can use only base form, we cannot use s or es form. Okay, so that is why generous to feed the poor. Okay, the lady is very generous, she feeds the poor. The lady is too generous to feed the poor. To we have inserted. Okay, got it clear? Okay, next one. Yes, this is a simple one with as well as. Okay, so the editor and her assistants combining with as well as. The editor and her assistants have to work overnight. The editor and her assistants have to work editor and her assistants have to work overnight, have to work overnight to meet the deadline. To meet the deadline. Combine using as well as. It's very simple. Okay. So the editor has, but you have to remember the rule. Okay. In subject verb agreement we have studied that with or as well as. With or as well as the subject first subject. The verb agrees with the first subject with or as well as. When you combine two sentences, okay, I think you cannot see there. Yes, with or as well as verb agrees with the first subject. So that you have to remember when you combine the sentence. Understood? So the editor and her assistants have to work overnight to meet the deadline. So the answer will be the editor as well as the assistants. Will it be have to? No. Instead, the verb agrees with the first subject over here, and that is why it became plural there, have to. So here, has to work overnight to meet the deadline. Okay, so why we have used has means the verb agrees with the first subject. First subject only. Understood? So the editor as well as the assistants has to work overnight with or as well as. Verb agrees with the first subject. Either or neither nor. Verb agrees with the second subject. Understood? Okay, so that is with combining by using as well as. Next one with unless. If and unless last year also we have studied. Okay, so same way, if you work hard you will pass. Unless you work hard you won't pass. There also one part will become negative. Okay, so here pay attention now or you will regret it later. Pay attention now or you will regret later. Okay, and combine using unless. Okay, how will you do it? Unless you pay attention now, you will pay attention now, comma. Comma is very important. You will regret later. Okay, so when we are rewriting the sentence by using here only or is used. Or is a conjunction that we have used to combine pay attention now or you will regret later. So this is also a correlative conjunction examples is there. Okay. And next one, by unless when you are combining, unless this is a word related conjunction, unless you pay attention now, and put a comma, don't forget to put the comma, unless you pay attention now, you will regret later. Okay, so this is how will. Instead, if you pay attention now, you won't regret later. If you pay attention now, you won't regret later. Okay, so with if we are combining. So this is what you should know about combining with unless. Okay, and next one with one with hardly. We see. Okay, maybe the same combinations may come, but do it. A lot of exercises if you do only, you will be come out with the structure of the sentence. Okay, when you are using a particular conjunction, how the structure of the sentence should be, that will be understood only when you do a number of exercises. Okay, don't think that I am just making you bored by giving a number of homeworks or number of sentences for you to combine. That only will help you to make it perfect. Okay, no sooner had the movie started no sooner had the movie started than there was silence in the auditorium. Then there was silence in the auditorium. Okay, you have to begin with hardly. Begin hardly. And remember, when you are beginning with hardly, what all things should be and what is the next pair. Okay, not the next pair, and the next part, how it should begin. Okay, so the answer will be hardly had the movie. Same already it is given. Actually, no sooner will be followed by did plus based on, but in certain sentences you can see this is how in the question it may come. But don't worry, when you are writing the answer with no sooner, you don't repeat this format. Okay, so this is the old usage only. Now, no sooner, did plus base form only will be used. Okay, so hardly had, not hardly the movie had started, hardly had the movie started when there was silence in the auditorium. When there was silence in the auditorium, or before there was silence in the auditorium. Okay, so this is how we will combine by using hardly. Okay, next one with no sooner. As soon as we entered the bus, it sped away. As soon as we entered the bus, it sped away. Sped away means it moved fast. Okay. Begin no sooner. How will you combine? No sooner. What will be followed by no sooner? Did plus base form. Okay. Did we enter? Not enter. Did we enter the bus? Then it sped away. Okay. So as soon as we entered the bus, it sped away. No sooner did we enter the bus than it sped away. Okay. So this is how we will combine by using no sooner. Okay. And in hardly, had plus V3 form. Okay. Next one we'll see with one more with hardly. The child disappeared as soon as the bus stopped. The child disappeared as soon as the bus stopped. The child disappeared as soon as the bus stopped. Okay, so this one you have to begin with same hardly. Okay. Okay, this one, see, when you get a question, you have to read it and understand the meaning of the sentence correctly. Otherwise, you will make mistakes. The child disappeared as soon as the bus stopped. So normally, when you combine, how will you do it? Let me just tell you. This is most of you, a majority of you will just think first in this manner. Hardly had the child disappeared than the bus stopped. But will that answer give the same meaning as what is asked in the question? The child disappeared when the bus stopped only. Okay, so here in the answer also the same meaning should get. So the answer will be not hardly had the child disappeared, hardly had the bus stopped when the child disappeared. So now only the meaning became exact same as given in the question. Okay, hardly had the bus stopped when the child disappeared. Understood? Okay, next one. Yeah, another one. The minister was wise. The minister was wise, the king did not trust him. It is with though. The minister was wise, the king did not trust him. With though. Very simple. Okay. Though the minister, though we know that will be begin the sentence with though. Though the minister was wise, this is the opposite, it happened. The king did not trust him. Though the minister was wise, comma, the king, what is expected did not happen. Normally, if a minister is wise, the king should trust him, but instead, just the contradictory thing happened here. Though the minister was wise, the king did not trust him. Okay, so this is with though. Though already you have studied before. And next one is bit important. Yes, prefer. Prefer will be always followed by to. Okay, so that many of you have the confusion. Prefer, you will write with than. Prefer is not the combination with than. Prefer will be always followed by to only. Instead, would rather, that I think you can write it here. Okay, so prefer to is the combination and would rather than is the combination. So that combination, never ever try to use than for combining the sentences. Understood? Okay, so I prefer reading a book. I prefer reading a book to watching a movie. I prefer reading a book. So your preference should come first. I prefer reading a book to watching a movie. So to prefer. Okay, I prefer coffee to tea. That means you like coffee more than tea. I prefer coffee to tea. When I compare coffee and tea, I like coffee the most. Okay, so I prefer reading a book to watching a movie. And if you are asked to replace that with would rather, so sometimes only would rather will be given, and it's the other part is than, that you should know. Okay, so how will you do it? I would rather. I prefer usually will be followed by gerund form. I prefer what? Reading a book. Okay, so this is gerund form. I would rather read a book. Please don't use the gerund form. I would rather reading a book is wrong construction. I would rather read a book than, not to, than watch a movie. Understood? Okay, so would rather than. I would rather read a book than watch a movie. Understood? So this is how we have to combine the sentences. And next one is Harish was too tired to keep his eyes open. Harish was too tired to keep his eyes open. So to usually will be replaced by so that. So Harish was is there, so please be careful, was so tired that he could not, as was is there, he could not keep his eyes open. Okay, so to with so that, and was is there, so could not. Okay, we have done few examples in the same pattern, so please don't forget this. Okay, next one, same reverse of this. I would rather go out with friends. I would rather go out with friends than stay alone at home. Okay, so I would rather go out with friends than stay. I told you, gerund form won't be there after would rather. Okay, I would rather go out with friends than stay alone at home. So replace with prefer to. Okay, how will you replace that? I prefer with ing. Okay, I prefer going out with friends. So you have a tendency to use than there, isn't it? So construction, you will the same flow you will get. I prefer going out with friends than, but don't use than, only to should be used. I prefer going out with friends to staying alone. Okay, to again gerund, staying alone at home. Understood? So would rather will be always replaced with prefer to, and prefer to in gerund form will be there, prefer will be always followed by to also. Okay, so would rather and prefer to will come as the replacement. Okay, so when you are replacing with would rather, than should be used, with prefer to should be used, and prefer will be followed by gerund form. The other one only base form. Don't use gerund after would rather. That also you have to remember. Okay, and next one is unless. With unless one more. Okay, the question is, if Mary catches the first bus, she will be on time for school. If Mary catches the first bus, she will be on time for the school. Okay, and now you have to replace this with unless. So how will you do that? Unless Mary catches the first bus, comma is needed, she will be on time, will be converted to she won't be on time for the school. Understood? So then only the meaning will be, if Mary catches the first bus, she will be in correct time. She will reach the school at correct time. But unless Mary catches the first bus, if she won't get, that will be the meaning. Understood? So when we are converting that to unless, the meaning should be like this. Unless Mary catches the first bus, she won't be on time for school. If she gets the bus only, she will be in time. Unless she gets the bus, she won't be on time for the school. Understood? So the meaning will be same, but negative part will be there in this part, in this answer. Okay, and next one, the book is so interesting that I could not put it down. Yeah, that we have already done. The book is too interesting for me to put it down. In spite of having high fever, the girl came to school. In spite of having high fever, the girl came to school. Okay, in spite of will be replaced with despite. Okay, so despite, how will you write? Will you write despite of having high fever? No, despite high fever, girl, in spite of having high fever, the girl came to school despite high fever. Despite having, okay? Despite participle form you can use there. Despite having high fever, the girl came to school. Understood? This is how we replace despite with in spite of. And next one. Okay, I think we have done but pretty number of exercises we have done. And one special thing which I would like to just remind you here, not only but also. Sometimes without the same pattern which I have told you, if both the subjects are different, you are supposed to begin with not only but also. But in other pattern also, this way the question comes. You have to begin with not only. Okay, so of course choices will be there, but the question pattern will be like this. Okay. Even if both the subjects are same also, sometimes you are asked to begin with not only. Okay, so in such situation, how will you answer that? Sachin stood first in the class. Sachin stood first in the class. Sachin stood first in the class and he also excelled he also excelled at debate. Okay, so this is the question, and you are asked to rewrite the sentence by beginning with not only. Okay, so you will have a doubt, subject is same, then why? We have to begin with not only. Okay, but this is another construction, slightly it will be different. So the construction you have to just see it carefully. Okay, not only did stood. Okay, so what is the tense we have to see? First find out the verb, what is the tense? According to that, do, does, did form you have to use here. Okay, action verb form. Not only did Sachin stand, so this will come here, and next the subject helping verb, subject meaning. Okay, not only did Sachin stand first in the class, but also excelled at debate. Okay, so only in case if you are asked to begin with not only, you have to construct the sentence in this pattern. Okay, even though both the subjects are same, if you are asked to begin with not only, you should do in this pattern only. Not only did Sachin stand, did stand. If it is Sachin stands first in the class. Okay, and then here it will be not only does Sachin stand first in the class. According to the tense of this verb, you have to use do, does, do. Okay, so that is a change that you have to make. And not only Sachin stood is wrong, not only did Sachin stand, or not only does Sachin stand, according to the tense used here. Okay, so that is one form. The same example I'll give you. Sid insulted my brother and beat him. Sid insulted my brother and beat him. Same way, begin with not only. So how will you do it? Not only did, as insulted is there, did Sid insult my brother, but also beat him. Okay, Sid insulted my brother and beat him. Begin with not only. Not only did Sid insult my brother, but also beat him. Okay, so this format is entirely different from the rule of not only that we have studied before. Subject same, but if you are asked to begin with not only, this is the pattern that you have to follow. So please do remember, don't forget this. This is very important. Okay. So in this pattern, one more question. Yes, it is there. So you'll be familiar with this one. Okay. Next one. Besides helping me, find my book. Besides helping me find my book, he gave me his library card. Same way, begin not only. Okay, so besides helping me find my book, he gave me his library card. Not only helping me find. So tense is simple present. Not only does he help. Okay, helping me, we have to convert to base form. Not only does he help me find my book, but also gave me his library card. Okay, not only does he help me find my book, but also give me his library card. So this is how, according to the tense of the verb, you have to use it. Okay, does he help me find my book, but also gave me his library card. Okay, so I think we had sufficient number of examples for you to understand the things clear. Yes, I hope we have done enough. Okay, so I think with this you got a clear-cut idea about combining the sentences using conjunction. Okay, so some more exercises I will give you in the group, so that also you can practice, and after that you will have a clear idea about how to combine the sentences by using these kind of conjunctions. An exam, as I have told you, again I am reminding you, the pattern in which the question comes is the whole combination won't be given in the bracket as a clue. Just begin with use. In such a way only you will be given the clue. Okay, so that you should have a knowledge of how to combine. If begin with, how to do the remaining part, what it will be. If it is a correlative conjunction, the remaining part, what it is. And if it is no sooner, what is the combination of the did plus base ones. All these things you should know it very well. Okay, children, so I hope today's classes was fruitful for you to understand a number of conjunctions and the way how to combine these. Okay, thank you, children.